Hey everyone! Welcome to another one of my travel vlogs. This time we're roaming around in the southwest of England, looking at Stonehenge and exploring some of the Cotswold villages. This was a guided tour out of Bristol, and it was an absolute blast. First stop, Stonehenge.
The white parts and the wood that goes into it is quite possibly from wooden ships when they broke them down. I say the woolen trade was a big draw in the UK, and a lot of money was made off it. There are a number of towns that would have benefited from it.
Cozy.
I think I saw it move a bit.
It took 100 strong people to move one of the stones. But at least they had the shuttle bus to take them to and from the worksite, because that's a lot of walking. It's a little too wet and windy for me to want to walk, but it's a lovely walk. People come here for the equinoxes in winter and summer, and I guess those arrows on the floor tell you where to stand so you can see the sun line up perfectly somewhere. I don't know, they were cavemen, but they were also really smart too.
Those are burial mounds. The people buried in them lived several hundred years after Stonehenge was built.
The wind really kicks up here. I assume they could only move the stones when they had a favorable tailwind. Otherwise, they probably took the day off.
Of course, the driver puts on a song by the Rolling Stones as we leave Stonehenge and move to a village with the largest stone circle in the world.
There's a typical, what we would call a chocolate box cottage. The thatchers typically couldn't read or write, so they would they need a way to find out who thatched a particular property. And what they would do is put a thatched model of an animal on the roof of the cottage, so you could tell who it was that had thatched that particular one, so that if you knew that somebody put a fox up there, you find the one that he did, you know it's him. So if you see on the white cottage there, you can see up on the roof there's a thatched squirrel. And then on the cottage that faced us as we turn the corner, they've got a couple of birds there that could do with a bit of work. There is a lovely one later on which has got a very distinctive hair on the roof, so I'll point that out. Right, the Thatcher is up there on the roof now.
Lister.
Oh, he missed it. There's a couple of thatched cottages behind these red brick houses, just creeping out. One on the right probably needs a bit of work. But on the right, just past the bus in a moment, I'll pull in, there is a rarity. There is a thatched pub just there. And there's a couple of those on the right. This design of phone box was designed by a gentleman called Giles Scott. He also designed Lincoln Cathedral and a military building in London. There's a duck on the end of that one. There's a few points where, as we get up to the stones, you'll see that the stones are actually in the road. So, obviously the stones came first. But you can see there are a number of places where the stones are replaced by marker posts. These are where the stones either fell over or crumbled away, so they were able to put these marker posts in place instead to show where the stones used to be.
Here's an aerial photo of Avebury showing how far out the stone circles and the henge go. It was in the Victorian period that the population increased, leading to housing being built inside the henge.
Our lunch stop is here in Avebury. I feel like I went through a time machine.
This church I got a lot of footage of for some reason is St. James Church. It dates back to about 1000 AD, or even a little earlier. It still has its tall Anglo-Saxon nave, though this was eventually altered by those pesky Normans.
I like this gate. Largest stone circle in the world.
So you'll see here that the pathway is up on stilts. It's because this path does tend to flood.
Now we're moving on to the Cotswolds. This is a rural part of southern England, and is notable because it's insanely picturesque, with its rolling hills and genuine medieval buildings.
Our next stop is Lake Cock. Is that how you say it? Lake Cock? Unsurprisingly, it's been the film location of several period dramas and Harry Potter. Lily and James's house is somewhere up ahead.
For some reason I don't have my own footage of this house, but I remember seeing it. Maybe they had a no pictures sign, I don't remember.
Our vehicle of transportation today was not a bus, it was a time machine. Guess what century I'm in?
Many of the stone cottages and manor houses here originate from the 1500s.
And behind me, you will see the world's first vegan castle. If anybody knows what this little window is, please let me know in the comments. This really is a medieval town. There's a working telephone in here.
This is St. Cyriac's Church, with Norman-style architecture built in the 1300s.
He's mad because somebody took his parking spot. He's stuck. So this turkey's actually a resident. I've just learned from a local that this is Kevin, the female turkey. Hi Kevin! Somebody took Kevin's spot. She's waiting for the tow truck to come.
Tiddlywink, we think that there used to be a coaching inn here.
Now we're onto our second Cotswold village, Castle Coombe. But first we have to pass through Ken's Bottom.
So I'm going to drop you off in the centre here. I'll pick you up back here.
Next stop, Castle Coombe. There's no castle, but it's another old historic looking town. But there used to be a castle here in the 1100s. This market cross was built in the 1300s to signify that Castle Coombe was allowed to hold a weekly market. And this is St. Andrew's Church, built in the 1200s. This is a really cute town. This is the Manor House, built in the 1600s. These days, it's a really expensive hotel and golf club, with nightly rates costing $761 US according to my Googling right now. Seriously, what century am I in? I never want to leave. I got socks. And a guidebook.